The night he signed me away, I still had my school books under one arm. My name is Galina Ivanovna, and I'm 74 years old. My skin is warm mahogany, something my mama used to say made me look like late autumn chestnuts, the ones that fall and crack open on frosted roads. I was born in a small village in eastern Ukraine, near the salt lakes that turn pink in summer. I want to tell you something I've never said out loud, until now. When I was 13, my father's cousin traded me for 3 buffalo and a tractor. I was sold like livestock, my life bargained away under the pretense of family duty. I wasn't even told. One day, I was braiding my hair for school. The next, I was in a stranger's kitchen, scrubbing his floors. But that's not the end of the story, because I survived, I escaped, and I built a life worth remembering. So if you're watching this right now, maybe curled up in bed, maybe hiding your own secret pain, this one's for you. Our village was smaller than a train stop. 20 houses, a single schoolhouse, and a chapel with peeling blue paint that smelled of incense and mildew. The winters were long and cruel. Our breath turned to fog inside the house some mornings. But there was laughter too. Mama singing old lullabies while stirring borscht. Me and my sister Anya chasing chickens in the snow. Warm honey bread, coal smoke, the squeak of leather boots on frozen earth. We were poor, but never hungry. Not until the year the crops failed. That winter, men spoke in whispers over vodka. Debt hung over our home like a sagging roof. Papa stopped laughing. Mama's eyes stayed red, and I began to notice something else. How grown men lingered too long when I fetched water. How my father's cousin, Leonid, started bringing gifts, a new comb, a sweet bun, for me. I didn't understand what was coming, but I felt it. In the tightness of Mama's jaw, in the way Papa wouldn't meet my eyes, in the silence that fell every time I asked about school. And then, the tractor arrived. It was a Thursday. I remember because the bread came from the bakery that day, still warm in its brown paper. I was cutting slices when Leonid showed up, smelling of grease and sour tobacco. He didn't knock. He walked in like he owned the place. Mama gripped the table so hard her knuckles turned white. Papa didn't look up from the hearth. I stood there, bread knife still in hand, not understanding. "Galina," Leonid said, "go pack your things." I laughed. I thought it was a joke. "It's time," he added. "Your new home awaits." That's when I saw it. A paper, a signature, a small red stamp, my name. On a line below, transfer of custody. My father had signed me away for 3 buffalo and a rusted tractor. He didn't even say goodbye. I screamed. I begged. Mama wept, but didn't move. Leonid dragged me out. I was barefoot. It was snowing. The last thing I saw was Anya's face in the window, her little fingers pressed to the glass, lips mouthing, "Don't go." But I went. His house was made of stone, cold, no warmth, no music. I wasn't a niece or a daughter, I was a servant. My bed was a cot in the pantry. He locked the door at night. Every morning I scrubbed floors until my knees bled. He made me clean the pig pen barefoot. He'd laugh when I cried, saying, "A girl sold for livestock must work like one." He never touched me, not in the way you're thinking, but he owned my body, my time, my voice. If I disobeyed, he took my meals. If I begged to go to school, he tore the pages from my books. And when I tried to run once, just once, he caught me by the braid, yanked me down, and whispered, "You're mine. You'll die here." Months blurred into years. I forgot how to laugh, but every night I prayed. Even if I didn't believe it would change anything, I prayed for a crack in the walls, a sound, a whisper, a chance. One day it came. Her name was Rosa. She delivered milk from the next village. She was older than me, maybe 20, but her eyes were sharp and her voice was soft as butter. She noticed the bruises I tried to hide, the limp in my step, the way I flinched when Leonid barked. One day, she slipped me a boiled egg and a note. "You're not invisible." That night, I wept harder than I ever had. Over the next few months, Rosa smuggled me bits of hope, a piece of soap, a needle and thread, a book. She listened when I whispered my dreams. And then, finally, she told me about the midnight bus to Memphis. Yes, Memphis. She said there were volunteers who took in girls like me. She said the driver owed her a favor. All I had to do was get to the main road by the willow tree. And wait. She handed me a bus ticket, worn at the edges but real. This is your key, she said, don't drop it. I didn't. That night, Leonid drank himself into a stupor. I waited, heart hammering. Every creak in the floor felt like a scream. I had nothing but a shawl, the ticket, and a half loaf of stale bread. I slipped out the pantry window, barefoot again, this time by choice. The snow burned, but I didn't stop. Each step toward the willow tree felt like a mile. When I saw the headlights on the road, I nearly collapsed. The driver didn't ask questions, just opened the door, nodded. I climbed on, trembling. We didn't speak, but as the engine rumbled to life, I looked back through the window. And I saw it, Leonid, standing in the doorway of his house, shirtless in the snow, screaming. But his voice couldn't touch me anymore. Memphis was loud, hot, alive in a way my village never was. The shelter gave me clean clothes, a toothbrush, a room of my own. I worked in a diner at first, burned my fingers on coffee pots, but every tip felt like freedom. I got my GED at 17, took night classes in English, learned to drive. There was a man, James. He was kind, never raised his voice. When he touched my shoulder, it was like sunlight. We married in 1975. I sent letters to Anya, but they never reached her. That's a wound that never fully closed. Still, I raised 2 children, bought a little house with a red door, planted sunflowers in the yard, just like Mama did. Each birthday I baked my own cake because I could, because I wasn't someone's property anymore. Now I sit here, old maybe, but not broken. My hands are wrinkled but steady. My hair's silver, not from age, from peace. I tell this story not for pity, but for you, whoever you are. If you're 14, locked in a house that feels like a cage, there's a way out. If you're 40, convinced you missed your chance, you haven't. You can start with nothing. You can rebuild with ashes. You can escape even if the world says you belong to someone else. Don't believe the lie that you're alone. You're not. I see you. And you are worth more than 3 buffalo and a tractor. Bruised doesn't mean broken. Some people will try to erase you, sell you, bury you under silence. But you, yes you, have the strength to scream, to run, to rebuild. If my story moved you, please like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more stories of survival, of women who refuse to stay quiet. And share this with someone who might need it. Maybe it's your sister. Maybe it's you. Because every story matters. And silence is how they win. But not today.